Okie dokie. We are live. Welcome to Health Tip Tuesday. It's already Tuesday again. Amazing how fast a week goes by. So this week we're talking about natural ways to lower your blood pressure. So I'm going to jump right into this here. So tonight we're going to talk about why controlling blood pressure is so important and natural strategies to lower and control your blood pressure. We're also going to talk about how your diet plays an important role. So if we have not met before, just a quick little thing about me. My name is Steve Stearns. I live in Maine. I'm a natural health and fitness advocate. I'm a dad, a husband, and I absolutely love fat biking. That's one of my big passions. And I also am passionate about helping you look and feel your best naturally as a lifestyle. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, follow me at stevestearns365.com. And a little bit of a disclaimer. Obviously, this presentation tonight is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice. So if you have high blood pressure or you know someone with high blood pressure, absolutely seek professional medical advice first. We're sharing some different lifestyle changes that can absolutely help. But if you already have a condition, make sure you check with your doctor on that. Okay, so let's jump right into this. You know, this is an important topic because 75 million Americans, and that's 1 in 3, has high blood pressure. Even children can develop high blood pressure, and it's really dangerous because it increases your risk of heart disease and stroke, which are the first and third leading causes of death in the USA. So if you think about it, if you have a friend that's standing in the road and this big truck is barreling down on them, you're going to want to let them know that there's a truck coming and maybe encourage them to get on the sidewalk. So even if you don't have high blood pressure, some of this information tonight may be helpful in for you in just sharing with people that you care about that maybe aren't living the kind of lifestyle that you should be living in order to keep that blood pressure low. So let's jump right into that. So obviously medication is great if it helps control your situation, but if there are natural options and natural ways to do it, for me, that's always where I'd like to go first. If I can address things with natural options. And the great thing about blood pressure is there are some really great natural easy things you can do to help lower and control your blood pressure. In fact, according to the Mayo Clinic, lifestyle is really an important piece of this puzzle. In fact, if you have a healthy lifestyle, you might avoid, delay, or even reduce the need for medication altogether. So that's great to know. That's good advice. Not good advice, but it's good. I guess it's just good to know. So number one thing that you can do is quit smoking. Obviously, there's a lot of great health benefits that come with quitting smoking, but blood pressure is one of them as well. Nicotine raises your blood pressure, and as your arteries get narrow and the walls are hardened, that increases that blood pressure, and that sets you up for an increased risk of heart attack or stroke. So quitting smoking is a big one, and believe me, I know how hard that is because I did it 30 years ago. And I tell people now that I used to smoke and they can't believe it. I can barely believe it myself, but it is possible, and it's hard, but it is well worth it in the end. Another thing that you can do to help reduce your blood pressure is manage your stress. When we're under stress, our body releases hormones, and that makes our heart pump faster and our blood, course through our veins and all that. And the reason for that is the fight or flight response. So way back when we were cavemen and cave women, and we had a stressful situation, our body would change physiologically to help us with that. So we could run faster, be stronger, fight or flight. If we got cut or got hurt, our blood would clot faster, all those sorts of things. And the nice thing back then was we'd run into these stressful situations, and when they were over, we had plenty of time to kind of cool down and recuperate and restore and all this other stuff. In modern day, life, we're under stress so often, chronic stress, that we don't get that chance. And that's what puts a lot of pressure on our bodies and can lead to this high blood pressure. So managing your stress is pretty easy. Again, there's some really natural ways that you can do this. One of them is meditation, and there's some great books and some great apps on how to meditate. I meditate 10 minutes a day every morning, and it really helps to focus me, helps keep me relaxed and calm. And meditation affects your body in pretty much the opposite way that stress does. So it helps your body relax, and it helps your body be calm and repair itself. So that's a great one. And if you don't think, I never thought I could just kind of sit still quietly for 10 minutes, but you can. And what you do is you just kind of start, a minute at a time. You do a minute, then you work to 2 minutes and to 3 minutes. And again, there's some really good apps and books that can help you with that. And if you're interested, reach out to me, and I'll send you a couple of links and some things that have helped me. Another great way to manage your stress is to exercise. And we're going to talk more about that a little bit later here, but that's another easy thing you can do. Even something as simple as going for a walk can really help to de-stress. Eating healthy is important because your body needs those nutrients. When you're under stress, it's going to deplete a lot of things. So eating healthy helps to put back those good nutrients that your body needs to repair itself and restore itself. And one of the key vitamins is B vitamins. So again, under stress, you really deplete your B vitamin stores. So putting those back can really help you calm down and kind of level off and even out a little bit. So exercise works really well for a couple of reasons. One is that, if you've got that fight or flight response, exercise helps to kind of get rid of that energy. So that's good. The other thing is that it makes your heart stronger, and a stronger heart means that you can pump more blood with less effort, and that means that the pressure is lower in your body as a result. So that's how exercise works. And again, for some people, when you get enough exercise, you can reduce your need for blood pressure medicine. So that's probably something when you see your doctor that they're going to recommend anyway, because there's a lot of other great benefits as well. The recommendation is 150 minutes of activity every week, and that would be about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And again, you don't have to be a bodybuilder or anything. You can do a yoga class or a spin class or go for a walk. There's a whole bunch of different options that are going to have the same sort of benefit for you. Now we can talk about the diet, which is a really important part of this whole process of changing your lifestyle in order to get that blood pressure down. Salt is one of the big ones. So eating salt raises the amount of sodium in your bloodstream, and that makes it harder for your kidneys to remove water. And the result is that you get higher blood pressure due to that extra fluid and the strain that it is required for the kidney to get rid of that water. So that's why we don't want to have excess salt. And the way to reduce that is to avoid packaged and processed foods. And if you've ever taken a look at processed foods or packaged foods, you might be shocked by the amount of sodium that is in there. And a lot of times they put a lot of sodium in there because they want to keep it, quote unquote, fresh on the shelf. It lasts a little bit longer. So that's one of the reasons there's so much salt in that stuff. Another great way is to add spices to your food. We use a lot of cumin, turmeric, that kind of stuff, and those really make the food taste amazing, and you don't even really miss salt. I mean, they taste better than salt anyway, better for you, and it's a pretty easy way to go. Buy fresh meat, fruits, and vegetables whenever possible. That's going to help to reduce your salt. And add potassium, which can lessen the effects of sodium on blood pressure. And we can talk about, I've got some different foods and a list of different foods that can really help with blood pressure, and I'll let you know how to get that a little bit later. Like we said before, include fruits and vegetables in your diet. Limit or eliminate alcohol, at least keep it low. And you know the guidelines there. They're out on the web, so you can check that out. Read food labels, because again, you're going to be surprised at what's in the food. My general rule is, if you can't pronounce it and it has numbers after it, you probably don't want to eat it. And then look for that sodium content. And then cut back on caffeine. I mean, caffeine it doesn't help with your stress and all that other stuff, so that's not going to really be good for your blood pressure. The biggest one is weight loss. This is one of the most effective lifestyle changes for controlling your blood pressure. And the good news is, if you're eating healthy and you're cutting back on your salt and you're exercising and you're doing all those things, weight loss will happen as a natural side effect. So that will really help a lot. And I think I had some notes here on this piece because I wanted to make sure I had this right for you. But I think, one second. Yeah, men are at risk if their weight measurement is greater than 40 inches, and women are at risk if their weight measurement is greater than 35 inches. And that's a general rule, but that gives you some idea of where you want to kind of, what you want to work toward if you have a waist that's in that range and you're concerned about high blood pressure. You want to try to get that weight down. Being overweight causes that sleep apnea. So you're having a hard time breathing at night, which again raises your blood pressure, and particularly at a time when your body wants to regenerate and renew itself after a hard day. So one of the great things about the 30 Days of Healthy Living Challenge that I do is that it's not a weight loss program, even though a lot of times we show before and after pictures like that because that's the easiest way to see results. But it affects your health in so many ways, and one of those ways is it can help with your blood pressure because you're doing all those things that we just talked about, with the exception of exercise. We don't have an exercise component, although we certainly encourage that. But you're eating healthy, clean food. You're getting rid of excess salt and caffeine and alcohol, all those things for 30 days to give your body a chance to reset and get back to where it wants to be. And we've had plenty of people that have had blood pressure issues that have seen some really great results as having gone through the program. So if you're interested in learning more about what we do and how that works and what's involved, go to my Facebook group. This is a private Facebook group, but since you're on the live tonight, certainly want to invite you to it. It's facebook.com/groups/Pure Health 365. And I'll also put I'll put a post in there with those different foods that you can add to your diet that can help with controlling and lowering your blood pressure. And I believe that is it for this Tuesday. Check that out. All done again. So I'm going to be back next Tuesday at 7:30 for another Facebook Live and another Health Tip Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys then. Thanks so much for popping on, and I will talk to you later.